Uncle, where have you got me? We're 1,000 kilometres west of Brisbane in this town called Barcaldine.
Well, mate, it's the Tree of Knowledge Festival, and they've got fantastic festivities this weekend. We've got street parades, we've got horse racing, drag racing, goat racing. Mate, you've got all the racing you ever want to do, and we've got a street parade tonight. It's just a magnificent weekend. We're still looking for rugby league, and we've got rugby league tomorrow. So we've found it all.
What's the Tree of Knowledge Festival?
This is where the birth of the Labor Party happened, and we've got a very good story on the Tree of Knowledge. It's a beautiful tree, mate. Wait till you see it.
And we're here with Rob Chandler, the Mayor of the Barcaldine Regional Council. Thanks for welcoming us here to the Tree of Knowledge.
Yeah, it's an absolute pleasure. It's a very special place in Australia's history.
Yeah. So how's the tree going at the moment? It's not alive, is it?
No, the tree was poisoned back in 2006, and the DPI, the Queensland Department of Primary Industries, took the old tree down and treated it with a borax solution to keep all the bugs out of it. And we brought the old tree back and put it back in its rightful place. Well, the Tree of Knowledge has been around since before it was a mature tree back in the 1891 shearer strike. And a lot of the shearers met and congregated around the Tree of Knowledge in the big shearer strike of 1891. The Labor Party was formed out of the actions of those men back then, and a lot of the resolutions that came from the local branches out here were passed back in Brisbane, and that's how they formed the Australian Labor Party. Two young architects, Mike Lavery and Brian Hooper, put this together, and it represents the canopy of the old tree from an 1896 photograph. And you know, they're brilliant young minds, and this here's won the state and federal timber awards. It's won the state and federal State and National Architects Award, and it's won the State and National Heritage Awards. It is a great weekend, and it's evolved in the last few years into a must-do event in Queensland's Australian Travellers magazine. It's one of 100 national events to see and do.
Well, we appreciate you having us here in Barcaldine. It's been a pleasure, and we hope you enjoy the rest of the weekend.
Thanks for having us, Rob.
Well, Pat, we're here in the main street of Barcaldine, Oak Street, and how long have you been in Barcaldine?
Well, Tony, I was born and bred here. I lived here since 1928.
And they tell me you've never been out of Queensland.
No, out of all that time I've had 1 year away at school. I had 2 years working in Brisbane in the railway, and that's the only time I've been away from the place.
So overall, you think that rugby league's an integral part of these communities out here?
Oh, yes. It's at the present moment. You can't pinpoint it, you know. Every town is finding it hard to field one team.
Where do you think it's coming from? Is it coming from the top, our leaders, the money?
That's got a bit to do with it, a lot to do with it, really. We get a good player out here, they take him, but don't give you anything back, you know. They come right up through the juniors and that sort of thing. We've had some good players here, you know.
So you've hit the nail on the head. It's junior numbers playing the game gives you the security of making sure you've got a senior team at the top level.
Yeah,
the more kids playing,
right.
The more senior teams you can field.
See, every town got junior players, but one town won't have an under-16 team, and we have. Yeah, that's how it goes with the age groups, you know.
83 years in Barcaldine, not ever going to New South Wales. I've got to commend you on that in the first place. But mate, look, you've been involved in rugby league from day dot. You're here with the Tree of Knowledge. You've helped protect the Tree of Knowledge. You basically helped protect the culture and history of Barcaldine. I thank you very much from the Barefoot Rugby League show.
Good, Tony.
Thank you.
And I'm pleased to meet you too.
Thank you. Cheers, Pat.
Well, TC, mate, it's been a huge weekend. I'm exhausted.
Mate, we came, we saw, we conquered Barcaldine. What a weekend. The Tree of Knowledge Festival, and fabulous, mate. It started off with a market fair, a street parade, and we finished with rugby league today. And what a great weekend.
It's one of the best.
And we got your
weekends I've
bed as
had.
well, mate.
Oh, thanks, Pauline from the Railway Hotel. Mate, I've got to say, the mob out here do a great job in keeping rugby league alive. The effort they drive to get here and put in, I'm just astounded. And the town of Barkey, big fan. Go the Sand Goannas.
Oh yes, mate. We'll see you soon.